The Connected Communities Heritage Network, the first phase of it started last year, so we're now in year 2. And the idea behind the network is to provide a forum for all the Connected Communities projects that are involved in heritage in some way. Not all Connected Communities projects are sort of heritage related, but a good number of them are. And about 2 years ago, when we got together at an event similar to this in Manchester, a group of us who were working on heritage related projects thought, we're doing things very similar, and why don't we get together and see if we can share some of those experiences and learn from our sort of achievements and from our mistakes. So that's where the idea of the network originated. In the first year, we did some consultations. We did an online survey and some face-to-face meetings with various representatives from the different Connected Communities heritage projects, just to see what the network should be doing. And the main 2 things that came out of that was to provide some sort of online forum to allow people to share their experiences and information about their projects, and also to have an actual symposium. So last year we set up a website, which I'll show you in a minute, Facebook page, Twitter feeds, so we can sort of allow the different projects to share information and communicate with each other. And we've got a full listing of all the heritage projects on the website. And then last December we held a symposium in Leicester, and there are a number of themes to that symposium, from new technologies to heritage digital technologies, and legacies, sustainability, a whole number of topics that the Connected Communities projects all sort of had in common.
And how many people were turning up to this symposium?
We had about, in the end, over 100 people attended the event. So from our point of view, it was really successful, particularly for the first event, and we didn't know, exactly what the response would be. So there were a number of talks and a number of workshops that we held, and an exhibition similar to this, not quite as big, and that was really successful. Currently on the network, we've got about 65 different projects that are a part of the network, but we're now in year 2, so that the plan is to extend the membership, and being here today, hopefully we can gather some more people and projects to join the network and explain to them what we're doing. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock here, we've got a breakout session for half an hour, where we can update people on what we've done in the first year, and to tell them what we're planning to do in the coming year. And we're hoping to hold another symposium probably in January. It might be in December, but at the moment we think it's going to be in January, and that'll be in Sheffield. We've got to fix the venue yet, but hopefully that'll be as successful as the first one that we...
So essentially it's a network of people trying to share ideas and information about their own projects and learn from other people who are doing similar projects. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah.
And you were talking about your website. Do you want to show us that?
It's probably gone to sleep without... Yes, it has gone to sleep.
I won't remember your code, really. Okay, tell us about this.
Okay, so on the website, we've basically got a news feed on the... Just a little bit so that the camera can see more. Can you see that? So it actually... It's telling us today about the live streaming event today. All right, so just warning people what's happening. And then we've got an events page. It's a bit slow, I think, the internet connection here, which was where we'll post information about the next symposium. There's we've got a symposium page which has got all the details of the people who presented and held workshops at the symposium in last December, and we've also got videos like this one, if I can play it. So what we did, we recorded all the all the presentations, because we knew that not everybody was going to be able to get to the actual symposium in Leicester. So we recorded all the presentations and key speakers. We put all that information on the website so people can see what was actually done, and mixed the video presentations with the PowerPoint slides as well, so people get a sense of what was there, even if they weren't able to attend.
So for someone, and forgive me, who doesn't necessarily know too much about heritage, I'm interested in, can you give me an example of a couple of the projects and the nature of their heritage connection?
Right. I suppose the one I should talk about is the one I was actually involved in. There's another connected
would help.
Yeah. And that was called Digital Building Heritage, and that was a project that was run from Montford University. And we collaborated with about 11 different heritage groups. We, not just in Leicester, but all over the UK. And the idea was we have a particular expertise in digital technology, 3D modelling, 3D reconstruction, virtual reality, app development and things like that. So the idea of that particular project was to offer those services to small heritage groups to enable them to do reconstructions. So we did some 3D reconstructions of an old tram shed that's being turned into a heritage centre, and also Pembroke Docks. They're working with the heritage centre down at Pembroke Docks, and we did a reconstruction of a 3D reconstruction of what the docks look like. And I was involved as well in a couple of app developments as well. These were location-based apps for heritage groups. One was a Blue Plaques app for Wolverhampton. So basically, it's an app you can download now from the iStore, Apple Store, and yeah, that's the one. I see a bit of advertising there, and you can go around Wolverhampton. It shows you where all the blue plaques are, and you get more information about the plaques on the app than you would from the actual plaques themselves. We did
great.
Sorry. Yeah, no, we did another interesting one as well with our local cemetery, big cemetery, Welford Road Cemetery, where we did a cemetery app when it was basically important gravestones were featured on a similar location-based app, like Thomas Cook, who created the travel company. So you could sort of do a trail through the cemetery and see where all these various people were buried and find out a little bit more about them. So that Connected Communities project was just one example of where we were working, where universities were working with heritage groups to enable them to do something, in this case with new technology that they perhaps wouldn't have been able to do themselves. And we were funded by the AHRC, thank you very much, but the heritage groups were funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. So it was a dual funding initiative, and that's just one of the projects that's featured on the network, and there are others similar to that. Not all to do with new technology.
And how many new groups do you want to, or do you think are likely to join into that network over the next 12 months?
Well, I say in the first year we got 65, so we'd like to do a similar number if we can. And I think also we're looking to perhaps go beyond just Connected Communities, because the HRC are funding other sort of projects outside of Connected Communities which are heritage related. So the idea will be perhaps to bring them into the fold as well, because we can all learn from their experiences and vice versa. They can learn a lot from what we've been doing in Connected Communities, I think.
Okay, thanks very much, Nick. Great pleasure.